From St. Charles, Sports Channel presents the 1996 Illinois High School Association Boys State Soccer Championship. It's the 25th year of this tournament, and it's only fitting that two schools with outstanding pedigrees will be vying for the 1996 Boys Soccer title. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Liederman, along with Ed Vacinik. We have got an outstanding matchup between St. Charles and Collinsville. Once again, it's upstate versus downstate. Two teams that have won this thing before, two schools, certainly not two teams.
Well, these soccer programs know what it takes to win a state championship. There's no question about it. Each team will be looking to add another piece of hardware. As far as tonight's action, Mike, St. Charles is a team that is loaded with talent. Every time you turn around, there's somebody that can hurt you with their skill. Collinsville can't match the skill across the board, but they win games by rolling up their sleeves and playing hard.
It is the seventh state tournament for Collinsville. They have finished no worse than third 6 times. They've got 4 state championships. This team not as talented as Ron Roden has had in the past, but he certainly likes their heart.
Yeah, they play hard, they play well together, and the guy that puts the ball in the net most of the time for Collinsville is a guy named Nick Redmond. He's got 16 goals coming into tonight's game. He'll do it down the wing. He's very crafty in the box. He does it up front. But what has gotten Collinsville to this point is a very strong, very solid defense led by senior Drew Estes. He is the guy that really makes the defense go.
St. Charles, well, that's a story in itself. The defending state champions, they are undefeated this year. They were undefeated last year, a 58-match unbeaten streak, unprecedented in Illinois history.
You know, when you look at St. Charles and you want to break down who the players are to highlight, it's kind of hard to do because they're so talented. But if you have to pick a couple of guys, got to start in the midfield with Derek Shanahan, arguably one of the best all-around players in the entire state of Illinois. He can do it all offensively and defensively. He'll get the ball in the midfield, distribute it up front, and the guy that puts the ball in the net more often than not for St. Charles is a guy named Mike Murphy. A lot of speed. He can turn the ball in the penalty area. He is very good in crowded spaces, and he leads the team in goal scoring.
Well, these two schools, certainly not these players, met on the same field in 1991 for the championship. Collinsville won that one. Certainly St. Charles will be favored tonight, but we will see what happens. Weather-wise, well, we've got some snow flurries, temperatures in the low 30s, but frankly, compared to other finals, this is just plain beautiful. We'll be back for the kickoff in just a minute. There's a look at Norris Stadium. Again, the snow flurries have been intermittent. Temperatures in the 30s and going down. They are introducing the starting lineups, and let's check them for you. The St. Charles Fighting Saints in the home white and the visiting purple for the K-Hawks of Collinsville. First, take a look at the Country Company's starting lineups for the Collinsville K-Hawks. Number 2, Drew Estes, we told you about him. Brent Cowan. Jeff Reimer is playing despite an injury. Brad Mann, he is the sweeper back. Brian Adams also on the back line. Nick Redmond, the leading scorer. Jason Capitelli, Ryan Bedorf, Allhard, and Aaron Thiel on defense. And the goalkeeper is Mike Bedorf, cousin of Ryan. He's got a 1.37 goals against average, and he has been in the net somewhere in that pile.
Guy with a different color, too.
Right. And they also use their backup keeper by the name of Matt Tice. We may see him as well. Now taking a look at the starting lineup for the Fighting Saints of St. Charles. Nate Bays, Phil Cranabule, Brett Winke, Paul Vogel, Andy Wiesek, Brady Linsky, Jason Franco, Derek Shanahan, we told you about him, and the leading scorer Mike Murphy, and the keeper for the home team is Matt Hutchins. Hutchins, a 17-year-old senior, .40 goals per game average. There are the Fighting Saints. Around their coach, Paul Keenan. Paul Keenan in his 10 years of coaching, 211 wins, only 32 defeats. He is an outstanding coach, comes from Ireland, not far from Belfast. And he gives you soccer with an accent, and certainly with a different spin on a lot of his theories, and has done very, very well. Taking a look at tonight's officials, in the middle, the referee, Dave Hockersmith. Frank Rago, Al Klonitis, a veteran crew here assigned by the Illinois High School Association. Dave Hockersmith there with the ball ready to drop it for the kickoff. The weather, as we told you, Dave's got the shorts on, as everybody else does. Now down to 29 degrees, high humidity, the wind blowing, you'll see, out of the northwest, so it'll be coming from the left of your picture to the right as we look at the main shot. You're looking north right there, and we will see St. Charles ready to kick it off, going from our left to our right.
two of the conditions you're really concerned about is one is the wind, and that's going to affect both teams. But the other thing, the field is somewhat soft for as cold as it is, and that's due to the rain that we've had. So there is some grip to the boots tonight. We'll see if a little frost forms, and that causes guys to start slipping.
Rain has traditionally been a problem here, making the field messy. That has not happened this year, and we are off. Cranberview gets it down for St. Charles, headed away in the midfield, and that is Shanahan, number 34. And this is Brett Winkie, number 13, trying to make the move up to Brady, number 24, for the Fighting Saints. And we'll have a throw in here for St. Charles, and Brady will take the throw in. Just the start of things here. 2 40-minute halves. If you're not that familiar with high school rules. Comes back out to the midfield, and Andy Wiesek, number 20. Wiesek plays it into Shanahan. Shanahan with a quick turn, and broken up by Estes. Ryan Bedoff, number 19, tries to get it up. And across the center line, back to the defense, Jason Franco. And both teams just getting loose, although it shouldn't take too long despite the cold weather. They have played a game here today already. Both teams, of course, playing their third game in approximately 30 hours, playing the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and now the finals. This is Nick Redmond, number 17, ridden off by Nate Bays, and there's a foul that will go against St. Charles.
One of the intangibles that I was going to talk about, Mike, as you mentioned, these two teams played this morning. St. Charles had the early game. They've had more time to recover, where Collinsville played the second game, but their effort against Foreman, they didn't really have to work as hard as maybe St. Charles might have to beat St. Viator in the series.
Foreman going down, a fine public league showing, though. Foreman went down 3-1 at the hands of Collinsville.
We've got midfielder Paul Vogel wearing number 15, a sophomore in the starting lineup for St. Francis, or St. Charles. I knew it was a Saint, Mike.
Yes, absolutely. So Jeff Linsky did an outstanding job in the semifinal against Jared Payton. Jared, one of the 2 top scorers in the area. Yes, he is son of you-know-who.
Both at St. Charles marking backs, Jeff Linsky and Andy Wiesing did great jobs of shutting down Nino De Silva, son of Batata, another Chicago pro athlete, played for the Sting, and Jared Payton, and that really limited the opportunities that St. Viator had in the semi.
Paul Vogel coming down the right wing, being marked, and Vogel gets a shot on goal, and quickly it is Shanahan, and right there with the answer was Mike Bedore.
Give Nick Redmond a lot of credit. He's a midfielder, and he was tracking Shanahan the entire way, got goal side. Had he not been where he should have been, that would have been one in the back of the net for Derek Shanahan.
Hutchins kicking with the wind. And again back to the midfield. St. Charles once again on the attack. We're fighting Saints all over the place. Once again, it is Vogel. Vogel across, looking for Shanahan. Shanahan with some room. Now that is Brady, Kevin Brady, number 24, taken away by Estes. And a sliding tackle by St. Charles Brady, and Collinsville maintaining possession. They will get the throw in.
Mike, we're already starting to see just 3 and 3.5 minutes into this game what Paul Vogel can do from his outside midfield spot for St. Charles. He's already had a couple of through balls sent him down the right side. He's got enough speed and enough skill to get it to the end line and get it across the face of the goal.
Shanahan tried to heel pass it to Winkie, and Winkie number 13. Here they come now. Shot wide, taken by Collinsville's Ryan Bedoff, number 19, wearing the headband. And number 18, Jason Capitelli.
Capitelli had a goal in the K-Hawks 3-1 victory over Foreman in the semifinals this morning. Scored the first goal of the game, as a matter of fact. Nice far post run. Got a nice ball and whacked it in at the back stick.
Over the touchline again. It will be a throw-in for St. Charles. Linsky, 5'7", 145-pound junior, will throw it in, and he will play it back. And to Jason Franco, who engineers the defense from the sweeper position. Number 24 with the header is Chris Choate, a freshman who is in quickly. We said he is a freshman. Of course, he's grown up a lot this season, an outstanding prospect. Got 5 goals this season, including one, the only goal in the quarterfinal in regulation. St. Charles coming back with Shanahan, trying to play it up very quickly to Nate Bays. Bays, the fastest man, trying to use some speed, but being marked by Brad Mann. Crosses to the right side, and this is Vogel. Vogel, the sophomore. Left footed looking for Shanahan, cleared away by the defense. Back it comes to Linsky for St. Charles. Aaron Teal for Collinsville. Lays it up, and we'll get an offside call.
Right now, Collinsville looks to be getting as many people behind the ball as possible. They've left Jason Capitelli up front as the lone target man for the most part, and that has allowed the St. Charles defense of Linsky, Franco, and Wiesek really with not a lot of work in the early going. So we'll see how long that the K-Hawks continue to just try and defend. We got an injured player for the K-Hawks going up on the far side.
Looks like Matt Barbie is coming in, and we'll see who's going out. That looks like Ryan Bedorf, yeah. And here is Barbie, who is a senior, 6'3", 160-pounder, and they will use him either in the back line or move him up. Plus, with his height, he can also create some offensive problems for the St. Charles defense. Back it goes. Clock is in. 34:25 to go here in the first half. Very fast pace so far. This is Nate Bays, and Nate Bays with two men to beat. Bays trying to go around Brian Adams. Bays still. And it will be a throw-in. And the crowd wants, obviously the home crowd looking for a St. Charles ball, but it's going to go over to Collinsville. And that prompts the reaction from the partisan home fan.
And I'll tell you what, Nate Bays really did a great job of holding off two defenders there, and he got what he wanted. Unfortunately, the rest didn't see it the way.
Franco plays it up. It's blocked by Brent Cowan for Collinsville. And taken away by number 17, Nicky Redmond. And the foul called against the K-Hawks, so it'll be a free kick for St. Charles. 33-33 left as clock ticks away. Andy Wiesek, 150-pound junior. Wiesek plays it up right to the purple shirts. And past Capitelli. Up to the midfield again. Laid back by Cranfield. Bill Cranfield, one of the outstanding veterans on the St. Charles team. St. Charles starts 7 juniors. Meanwhile, Collinsville comes back with only 2 starters from last year. So both these teams got here with lots of younger players. Now we get a foul. It'll go against St. Charles.
From the Collinsville point of view, they really didn't expect to be in a state final this year. You talked to their coach who said, you know, when we started doubles, if you would have asked me, do we expect to get this far, I'd have said no way. But this is a team that Ron Roden has had a lot of fun coaching because of the caliber of kids and their makeup.
He's coached 2 state champions. He said, you know, I'd rather coach these guys. They're a lot more fun. They listen. What a concept. Redmond coming through, and Nicky Redmond blocked by the defense. Bedorf trying to get down and knocked away by the defense. Derek Shanahan dropping in, and you see him working both sides of the field as Shanahan broke up a good run for Collinsville.
Redmond picking his way through traffic here. Then it got over to Barbie. Really, Collinsville not pulling the trigger quickly enough, and it allowed the St. Charles defense to get back in position to break down that attack, but a good chance there early on. Redmond
tries to left foot it over the goal line. We'll get a goal kick as the first real offensive flurry for the K-Hawks here, coming with 31:40 left to go in the first half.
Talked about Roden and how much fun he's had coaching his team. He said at the halftime of the semifinal against Foreman, the first time he's really blown up at his kids in about 2 to 3 weeks because they got an early lead, 2-0, about 10 minutes into the game, and then really just stopped playing. And he didn't like that. You can't blame him.
Well, they ended up getting a very important third goal, which allowed the coach to play a lot of his reserves, which means a great deal. We'll see. But it should mean a great deal to give the starters some rest when you have to play 2 games in one night. There's a good look at Brent Cowan, who has come in and done a good job off the bench. A senior 6-footer, 170-pounder. Cleared away by St. Charles. So far, Collinsville with 3 shots and just 1 for the Fighting Saints. Coming up here, Linsky being marked by Capitelli, and Capitelli wins this one, but back it comes at the midfield line. St. Charles plays it back to its defense, and Andy Wiesik tried to run it up, and now gets it up the right side. Paul Vogel, the sophomore. Murphy now dueling along with Nick Redmond. And here comes Nick Redmond, number 17 for Collinsville, on a nice run here. Gets it across with nothing but white shirts. Played up by Brady. Estes, number 2, and there's Shanahan, number 34. Derek Shanahan, a nice feed up to Murphy. Murphy has got teammates on either side, looks inside. He's got Bays. Nicely broken up by the defense for now, as Cowan got in there along with Estes. Good opportunity, and we get a foul against St. Charles, but a good opportunity for the Saints.
Unfortunately for the Saints, Nate Bays with a bad first touch. Watch it here. He gets the ball from Murphy, and he was unable to collect it going to goal. It got caught behind his foot there. That allowed the two Jayhawk defenders to get back into play, and they end up drawing the foul.
Cowan shoots it off Kevin Brady. We're scoreless here, as you can see. State championship. The 25th Illinois Boys State Championship. We're at St. Charles, and the Fighting Saints are homestanding against the Collinsville Jayhawks from the St. Louis area.
Charles has not given up a goal since the Super Sectionals on their run to the finals here. 7-0 win and a couple of 1-0 defeats or victories.
Big 7-0 win over Hinkley Big Rock in the Super Sectionals.
We're gonna win, gonna win, gonna win.
Everybody got into the scoring act on that one. And the kick into the wind by Collinsville. And again, midfield play out of bounds. Throw in St. Charles. Scoreless, under 30 minutes to go. Vogel will take the throw in. Over to Capitelli of Collinsville, and back it comes. Here is Cranabule. And Cranabule dueling along with Matt Barbie.
Barbie is a very versatile player for Collinsville. He's playing in the midfield right now, but in the semifinals he was up front causing havoc. He played back at the stopper position, so he can be used in a lot of different places for the Jayhawks.
Wiesik keeps it in for St. Charles. No whistle, onside. Here comes Shanahan, and a shot on goal. Beautiful save by Bedorf. That ball was ticketed for the back of the net, and Bedorf came up and made the save.
Well, Bedorf did well making sure he collected this after making the save, because Mike Murphy was making a run to the far post after Shanahan had gotten possession of that ball, and had that ball squirted away from the Collinsville keeper. That would have been an easy tap-in for Mike Murphy. That's the best chance of the game so far.
Well, Paul Keenan thinks that Bedorf might be vulnerable for Collinsville. He certainly didn't show it right there. He stood up tall. Still scoreless now. 27-20 to go first half.
The one thing I saw in the semifinal from Collinsville, and it might have just been because of the complexion of the game, but I really didn't think the Jayhawks were that strong in the air in front of their own goal. Like I said, I don't know if that had to do with the way that the game was going, but they looked kind of vulnerable in that aspect.
Well, they had that rather easy, comparatively easy, 3-1 win over Foreman in the semi. They had a very tough time, had to go to penalty kicks against Normal University High, that in the quarters, and that took a lot out of people. That was the late game last night. Coming down is Estes for Collinsville. Back it comes to St. Charles. Shanahan, and Derek Shanahan, you see how he quarterbacks this team. Coming up with Cranabule, and Cranabule over the touchline. Last touch by Collinsville, and Brady will play it back in. Cranabule. Brady centers in front. Goes through Murphy. Shanahan with a weak left footer, and once again, not a problem this time for Bedorf, although the shot was on goal.
How about the Jayhawk freshman right there, Chris Choate, stepping in and getting a nick on that shot by Shanahan.
Bedorf puts it across the midfield line. Brady with the header against Cowan. And Redmond plays it up, and it's taken away by Winky of St. Charles. Tough contact, no call by the official. As Barbie keeps going for Collinsville. Now it's taken away by St. Charles, and once again, Redmond coming in. A lot of aggressive play right here. Here comes Murphy. Murphy tries to cross in front. Once again, it's Murphy. And Bedorf is there. A couple of good scoring chances, Ed, for St. Charles.
Well, that particular sequence gives you an idea of why Mike Murphy leads St. Charles in scoring. He goes to goal. Doesn't matter what's happening. He gets up. He might be stopped, but he continues to go toward the net. And I'm sure he picks up a lot of garbage as well as scores some fantastic goals.
Murphy playing it back to Cranaville. Cranaville number 9, being marked by Jason Capitelli for Collinsville. Up it comes to Linsky. Linsky, a lot more offensive-minded than he normally is. He'll drop back as this one comes back to Cranaville. And once again, Capitelli for Collinsville trying to mark Wiesek. Wiesek over on the header to Vogel. Back to the midfield. A lot of excitement for a scoreless game. And with 24:34 to go and counting, no score in the state finals. Back at St. Charles, still no score. As the Fighting Saints will be dropping back defensively. We'll have an indirect kick after a foul. Brian Adams, number 14. There you see him. Adams, a junior, 3 assists on the season. And Brad Mann, the sweeper, will take the kick. Good effort, gets it up. Mann looking up for Capitelli, and back it comes. The defensive Wiesek is fighting it there. Ball goes across the touchline, and it'll be a throw for the Saints. Scoreless here, first period. Collinsville in the purple, St. Charles in the white. St. Charles undefeated the last 2 seasons. Collinsville coming up from downstate, 18-5 and 2 ties for their season.
Actually, Mike, the last time any team won back-to-back state championships was Collinsville.
Right, back in 91 and 92, and only a controversial handball call might have kept them from going for 3 in a row, as our spotter Dave Gaither from Collinsville nods affirmatively and very vigorously. Well, that's a matter of opinion. Here comes Murphy over to Shanahan. Shanahan with a shot, and it goes past the post. And once again, Shanahan breaking through, and a good effort defensively by Brian Adams, just catching a piece of that one.
We're seeing why the Collinsville defense has played so well. These guys just get to the ball, and that was Brian Adams there in the nick of time. Spider sense is tingling there.
Back it comes now. Wiesek for St. Charles. Headed away by Jeff Reimer. Reimer started tonight. Don't know how long he'll be able to go. It's Brent Cowan, actually, number 5. There is Brent. Left puts it across midfield, but nothing but white jerseys there, although Capitelli is trying to duel with Franco.
See, Capitelli is being left by his lonesome right now by Collinsville. And about a couple of minutes ago, we saw Jeff Linsky come forward in the attack. He's able to do that because the St. Charles defense doesn't have a whole lot to do. They've got 3 guys that only need to contend with 1 attacker at this point.
Sean Gregory comes in. Ryan Bedorf comes out. Gregory also has been nursing a critically bad Achilles, and he is normally a starter. He's back in. See how far he could go tonight for Collinsville. Well, the flurries have stopped. It is a very cool night, but really a good time to play, a good way to play. So many of these games try to be played in the muck and the mire.
The only time the flurries were happening when we were outside. Yeah. Once we got inside, they stopped. What's up with that?
Well, let's see. Chris Choate gets fouled. A lot of fans out here, most as you can expect from St. Charles. Here is Estes. He will play the ball in for Collinsville with a good opportunity here. No score. Coming up to the halfway point of the first half. Estes swings it in, and right there is Matt Hutchins.
St. dangerous ball. It had some pace on it, dipping through the penalty area, but Hutchins had no problem with it.
Not to belabor the point, but certainly St. Charles came into this tournament as an overwhelming favorite, not only because of its record, but because obviously it's got a home field advantage, but played very tight in the quarters, had to go double overtime against Libertyville. They played better in the semis, even though they won only 1-0, lays it up, and Cranabule goes over the crossbar. But if anything, even though it's not conducive to this team, if anything could upset St. Charles, it might be overconfidence because they come in as such a strong choice and may have a tendency to underestimate Collinsville with a couple of starters nicked up.
Well, I didn't see the quarterfinal game that they won 1-0, but the 1-0 win against St. Viator could definitely have been much more than 1-0. They definitely controlled the play and had the better for the most part. They were only able to score.
Shanahan on the left-footed cross coming in and just missing wide as Cranabule. A beautiful piece right there, just wide of the net.
That was unfortunate for Phil Cranabule because he did exactly what he needed to do. He just didn't try to bang it. That's a great cross from Shanahan. Look, he doesn't try to hit it hard, just tried to get a side foot on it. And unfortunately for the Saints, he didn't get it all. But a lot of times guys try to overpower that and get those highlight film back of the net goals. That time he just hit it side foot. Didn't get around it enough.
Mike Murphy is out. Jeff Witrovka is in, number 5 for St. Charles. Witrovka had one of those excellent efforts against St. Viator, taking a beautiful cross and hitting the crossbar on a left footer that had every look of going in. Adam Barrick, number 28, coming in for St. Charles. Here's Nick Redmond, number 17 for Collinsville.
Barrick will add a lot of speed on the outside for the Saints. They're a very, very quick, very speedy team. That's another thing that they have in addition to their skill up.
Throw in here for St. Charles, and more substitutions coming in. This is P.J. Winterick, senior, number 2. And here comes the throw in for the Saints. And another whistle.
P.J. is one of the few left-footed players that the Saints have on the roster.
Coming up to the 18-minute mark. And Weezick sends it in for St. Charles. Looking for Shanahan, broken up by Todd Alhart, number 20 for Collinsville. And back at Tom Winterick. Number 2, marked by Sean Dorber. And we have throw in here. Well, the broadcast rights to tonight's state soccer championship have been granted to Sports Channel and Intersport Television by the Illinois High School Association. Any rebroadcast of this event without the written consent of the IHSA, Sports Channel and Intersport Television strictly prohibited. I'm Mike Liederman. He's Ed Vasinick. Dave Turner, our Sports Channel crew in the truck. We hope you're enjoying this one, and we are scoreless here with 17 minutes and change left to go in the first half. St. Charles in white, Collinsville in purple. Winky number 13 for St. Charles. Back it comes to the defense. This is Redmond. Redmond tripped up by Winky. And it'll be a foul against St. Charles.
Mike, I think there's an indication of the type of game that Collinsville is playing right now. Number 17, Nick Redmond, is their leading scorer, yet he's been playing deep in the defense, actually just in front of their 4 backliners as he gets tripped up there. There's a guy who puts the ball in the net for you more than anybody else, and you've got him in a solid defensive midfield role, and he's doing it well to this point.
Number 11, Peter Kelly, coming in for St. Charles now. As Collinsville, again, trying to bring in a sub. They bring in Chris Rosetta, number 13, and there's a good look at Jason Franco.
Franco actually had his role reversed. He was a marking back, but in the last couple of weeks, he's moved back into sweeper spot with Andy Weezick into a marking back for St. Charles.
Estes on the throw in. Back it comes from Winterick. And collision out of bounds it goes. Throw in St. Charles. As his last touch by Aaron Teal. 8, as you see, and we get a little discussion here with the official talking to Nick Redmond. No card is issued yet. Have we seen one? No. Okay. And they'll put the time back in. We've noticed that throughout the tournament where the officials, knowing there are high stakes here, they're less apt to issue a card. Rather, they'll pull a player or players aside and say, look, this is what you're doing. It won't be tolerated. Get it straight. I don't want to card you. Obviously, a yellow card in high school means you have to leave at least until you can substitute again.
I think that's great work and a great philosophy from the officials. Go up to him, let him know you see what's going on. If he continues to do it, then you pull the card out of the pocket.
Collinsville more than holding its own here. We are still scoreless. First half. And Capitelli is back in. Shanahan looking down for Witrovka and broken up by Brian Adams. Witrovka in the middle. Out he comes, and it's Kelly. And the youngster Kelly, sophomore, had a clean shot but went up and over the crossbar, and he may be hurt.
And Witrovka is 5'7", 140 pounds, and he's like a tank. That guy didn't stop at anything. He hit 4 or 5 walls and kept on going. Wow.
Well, both players knew, the keeper and Kelly knew there was going to be a collision, and neither one backed off until the very last second. Whoa! And there's Kelly. Didn't have much of an angle, and it sailed over the crossbar, so Collinsville puts the ball in play.
Look, get out of my goal, please.
I don't know if that was
What
a
are
look.
you doing here?
You might have a cleat sandwich here. Winterick and Lewinsky with Estes for Collinsville. Here is Brian Adams for the K-Hawks. And looks like we're going to have a corner kick here for St. Charles. Another opportunity. Clock at 13:40 and counting. And we'll watch the corner again. A good opportunity, and it'll be Winky or Brady. We'll see which one actually in the strategy will take the kick. It'll be Winky, and he swings it in. Cleared away by the defense. Brady cleared away by Collinsville again. Kept in by Linsky of St. Charles. Dueling forward, and here come the Fighting Saints. Winterick working the left side with his opposite number, Drew Estes, with him. And this time it'll be a goal kick. Well, plenty of action, no scoring here at St. Charles. The wind will be going from the left to the right, so this kick will be with the wind. And it is, well, I'd say probably about 15 to 20 miles an hour. It had dropped down, but it's picked up again. There is a Wiesek, number 20 for St. Charles. Collinsville's number 20, Todd Alhart there. And it's cleared by Aaron Teal down the left side, and right back we go as we stay in the midfield for the moment. That's good to see. Not that you should be terribly surprised, but the level of coaching here, both these teams are coached by outstanding teachers. Ron Roden and Paul Keenan. They get a foul, goes against Estes. No, they called the other way against St. Charles. Estes had that guilty look on his face, but it goes against Peter Kelly. Well,
I think that was 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Redmond working against 3 white shirts, and Nick Redmond gets it to Teal, and Collinsville trying to work some offense. Most of the offense has come from St. Charles, but the defense of Collinsville has been outstanding, led by the goalkeeper, Mike Bedor.
I really like the pace and the physical aspect of this game. Both of these sides are playing very hard. It hasn't gotten dirty. They're making clean tackles, and there's been some exciting creative play.
Brady looking for Kelly up the right side. Coming up and hitting the post is Witrovka. That's the second post Witrovka's hit today. This time it was the right post. Witropka with a big left footer coming in again. Adam Barrick now. St. Charles putting on the pressure, and once again Collinsville has the answer. Kept in by Winky, and out it goes off St. Charles. P.J. Winterick, and Collinsville perseveres again. 10 minutes, 35 seconds now left to go. We are still scoreless here first half.
Good chances in the crowd.
Taken away by Linsky. Linsky leaves it in the center. And kicking it and left footing it. Witropka once again, this time over the crossbar.
Man, the more I watch Jeff Witropka, who gets unlucky here. What a strike. Look at that. Oh,
oh my.
Oh, another inch to the left. That's a goal. As you said, he had a crossbar early on. But watch this one-time strike. Coming in with the left foot. That guy goes to the ball, goes to the goal. I love watching him.
Mike Bedorf had no prayer on that one. Shanahan again. And coming up Alhart for Collinsville, number 20. Chris Choate, number 24 for the K-Hawks.
And Mike, he's one of those guys, as a defender, anytime player, you just get tired of him because all he does is buzz around you. Keeps coming and coming. Would you get out of here for a little while? He doesn't do that.
Choate tries to work it up his left side. It comes right back to Kelly. And again to the midfield. And Jason Franco is there as the sweeper. And Andy Wiesek clears it out of bounds. And the K-Hawks will play it in with 9:15 to go first half. We're scoreless.
One of the tactics that Collinsville was looking at coming into the game was to try and keep Derek Shanahan busy defensively. They haven't done that so far, but they played very well to keep us at a 0-0 tie.
Lead up for Gregory just a little long, and Hutchins was there. Matt Hutchins hasn't been terribly busy, but has been called upon to make at least one tough save so far.
Mike, sometimes that's the toughest game to play as a goalkeeper when you're not busy the entire contest. You got to keep yourself mentally in the game.
Barbie over to Gregory, and Gregory sends it down, but yeah, no offense there for him. See the clock. St. Charles, again, looking to be the first team in the state to go undefeated 2 years in a row. 3 ties, the only, well, if you will, blemishes on the record the last 2 years. 59 straight games without a defeat. 58. It's 58. Coming up now, looking for Witropka again. Boy, he has been a peck of trouble for Collinsville ever since he's come in. Tries to cross with nothing but purple jerseys there.
Every time he touches the ball, something dangerous happens.
And again, it's cleared by the K-Hawks, and back it comes. Franco. Franco looking to his left for Winterick, and Winterick has been in there a lot since he came in as a substitute. Looking at a give and go beautifully to Winterick from Kelly. Winterick broken up nicely by the defense, and that was Brad Mann. Still no score. Corner kick coming up here for St. Charles. Kevin Brady and Adam Barrick are lining up to take it. This is Barrick to Brady. Brady on goal, in front, and over, and missing was Franco. Once again, Franco coming up from a sweeper spot, had the dead-on shot, but over the center bar.
What a crack by Jason Franco. That handcuffed better the entire way. Unfortunately for St. Charles, in front of goal.
Nice play by Brian Adams to get in the way. He didn't get a piece of it, but he at least distracted Franco some. There he is, number 14. Action aplenty, scoring? Not yet. Here comes Barrick. Cleared away by Gregory. And back it goes to Franco. And it'll be a throw-in for Collinsville. Chris Rosetta, number 13, comes in. Rosetta, a junior with 1 goal on the season. And St. Charles again trying to clear. And there's Derek Shanahan there. He's been kept pretty well bottled up, but he has been there when St. Charles needs him, especially defensively so far. Lead up, but too long, broken up by the Jayhawks. And back it comes to the midfield. Linsky up the right side. And here they come again, and this one will be far and wide, taken by Linsky.
One of the methods of attack that St. Charles has used in this game so far is that they're playing a lot of long balls early. But in order for those to be successful, they're going to have to get some angle on it to the corner flags because of the depth of the sweeper for Collinsville.
We remind you that the Chicago Tribune is the official newspaper of the state championships for IHSA, so pick up the Tribune for complete coverage of Illinois high school sports. Bet you didn't know this. I went to college with Barry Temkin's brother. Nobody cares. Here we come, St. Charles again. Looking up for Witrovka. That number 5 is all over the place. You didn't know that, did you, Ed?
No, I did not.
Ask me if he cared. I won't dare. Barry, of course, the fine prep editor for the trip.
You know, if that could get me a drink somewhere, I'm going to pocket it.
I understand that. I understand that. And once again, it's Kelly with the left footer missing. And here is Barrick, marked by Gilbert. And the throw in again, this time for Collinsville. Estes will take it. St. Charles keeping up the pressure. Collinsville equal to it. The question is, when will somebody break? Franco loops it down field. Back it comes. And playing midfield now, Springfield gets it. And here is Brady. Brady looking at Barrett, can't get it there. And Wiesek sends it down, but again, Collinsville there. And the Jayhawks try to mount attack, but Vanderbilt takes it away, and Rosetto after him. Sent across to the right side, throw in, it'll go the other way. Aaron Teal will take the throw in as more substitutions come in. It looks like Ryan Bedorf is back, number 19. Bedorf, one of the starting midfielders. There he is. Yeah, it's cold. It is cold. Most of the attacking has been in the Collinsville end, but led by Mike Bedorf, the Jayhawks defense has had the answer. Here's Craterview with a nice move, gets it up to Barrick. Barrick has it broken up by Estes. Gregory looking now, looking long for Rosetto, but too far, and there's Jason Franco again in the white shirt.
That's 2 balls that Gregory has just played forward, and I don't know if that's what Ron Rowden has in mind as far as the attack. Gregory actually had a couple of options. He could have played square or a little bit more on an angle, and maybe they're just trying to get the ball deep and then go chase.
Brady to Linsky, and Linsky has Rosetto and bumps him. And Franco once again will set things up with Wiesek, number 20.
He's got a job now.
3-5-2, the formation that used most of the time by Paul Keenan in St. Charles. There's Derek Shanahan. Shanahan playing on a weak ankle. He had to sit out much of the second half of the semifinal. Centered in front by Brady, but not much on that one. Easy chance for Bedorf. Keenan was worried a bit about Shanahan's ankle. He said if he really needed him in the second half, he would have played on one leg. That's the kind of kid he is. He's got a very bright soccer future ahead of him, and here is Linsky battling, and a foul called against Collinsville.
Yes, he does. He has maybe a decision to make next year, whether to come back and play a final season here at St. Charles. He has an opportunity in Europe. There's a lot of things that could happen to him before next year.
Minute and a half to go. Long shot from about 35 yards away, right on goal, and Bedorf was there as we are under a minute and a half. We'll take a look at this. Bedorf had a clear look at this, but this had a lot of oomph on it.
Why not? Give it a go. Get a deflection, a rebound, and look who is right in front.
Yeah, old number 5. Yeah. Here is Gilbert on a run. A little too far, and Franco's there. And it'll be a throw-in for St. Charles with exactly a minute to go. There you see the clock. There you see Sean Gregory. Isaac will tee it up for St. Charles. 40 seconds and counting. Well, Barrett can't keep it in play, and Jurestis will throw it in for Collinsville in the final 30 seconds of what has been a scoreless first half. Clock continues to run as substitutions come in. Played in, and Gregory can't handle it, so he'll come back. St. Charles clears. And this will do it for the first half, although there's the clock. They're going to give it one more time as time runs out. And we are at halftime here at the state finals. We have no score between the Jayhawks of Collinsville, the Fighting Saints of St. Charles. It has been action-packed, but scoring, as we said, not yet. We'll be back. Halftime here at the Boys State High School Championships at St. Charles. I'm joined by the Assistant Executive Secretary of the Illinois High School Association and always the soccer maven, Marty Hickman. Marty, it's such a beautiful night for soccer, isn't it?
It is great. As you know, we've had some difficult weather over the years, and the cold is fine. We can live with that. It's dry, and we're going to have a great second half.
Starting next year, the IHSA has divided soccer now into Class A and AA. This is a growing situation, not only in Illinois, but in other schools. School systems around the country. What's the philosophy of doing this?
Well, I think the philosophy is to provide a little more equity in the sport. The sport has grown to the point now that we're getting a lot of the smaller schools adding the sport, and just from an equity point of view, we wanted to have another class and get more kids the opportunity to participate in the state tournament series and maybe experience the state final like this one.
So similarly to football, similarly to basketball, we'll divide into the larger and the smaller schools, and they will play among themselves similar tournaments.
Yeah, an identical tournament, really. Format will be the same. It'll be on the same weekend, concurrent tournaments on the same weekend, and one will be in a downstate site that we haven't selected yet, and the other one will be right back here at St. Charles next year.
Thinking back, and we go back many of those 25 years of this tournament, the growth of this sport, has it surprised you?
Well, to some degree it has, but it's really been phenomenal. And I think if you look at all the youth programs that we have in our communities today, it's pretty logical that the growth is there, and it's going to continue because everywhere you turn in any community almost, you'll see the Saturday afternoon soccer fields filled with little kids from age 5 on up. And so I think we're growing rapidly, but I think it's going to continue.
And you feel good about the way the sport has developed?
Yeah, I really do. Both the boys and the girls. I think it'd be unfair to note that we don't. It'd be unfair if we didn't note all the growth that we've seen in the growth program. It's growing by leaps and bounds. It's probably our fastest growing sport.
If there's only some way to ensure that the championship will be played in beautiful weather like this, we do it every year all the time, right?
Certainly do.
Okay, Marty, thanks a lot. Look forward to the second half. Marty Hickman from the Illinois High School Association. We'll have more from St. Charles after this. Halfway home at the Boys State Soccer Championship, scoreless between the Jayhawks of Collinsville and the Fighting Saints of St. Charles. Ed Vasinic, lots of offense, mostly from the home side, but defensively, Collinsville has had the answer.
Yeah, when they've come up with it by a person most of the time, but every now and again there was a post that helped out.
And we'll take a look at this as Jeff Petrovka comes in, number 5, and there it is. Goalie's beat.
No chance for Bedorf on that. It was a left-footed first-time strike, and it got the inside of the post, created from the right wing there. And watch Petrovka come in and just peg it with the left foot. He hit it right on the screws, just a bit off. He was a substitution, didn't start the game, but most of the offense has come from Petrovka, and it's lopsided. It should be.
You can see the offense, St. Charles out shooting by 10 Collinsville, but committing more fouls. Really the only significant statistic there is the shots attempted, shots on goal. But again, Collinsville's had the answer, and with an underdog team, you let them hang around, anybody's game.
The one shot that Collinsville did have was pretty dangerous. They were unable to pull the trigger, however, quickly enough to get a real solid, good chance on goal.
Well, we'll be back with second half action, 40 minutes, maybe more. Stay with us. Ready for second half action. It has gotten somewhat colder, but the snow has stayed away. Nothing but flurries anyway, no problem. And at Norris Stadium here on the campus, the beautiful campus of St. Charles High School in beautiful Kane County. There's the crowd, the St. Charles cheerleaders, and you know that spandex is getting a workout. It's been a fun night. Everybody's had a good time. So far, no scoring. Fans are well fortified with clothing. Take a look at Brent Winke from the St. Charles Fighting Saints. Collinsville has yet to make an appearance. And the goalkeeper, Matt Hutchins, didn't have a terribly busy first half. Really only faced one shot on goal.
I think if you're Collinsville, you got to be happy with the way that the first half went. They played well. Their defense answered when it needed to. They didn't have much toward goal, and I'm sure that, you know, for the most part, they're going to continue with this tactic of having one target man and defend and look for a counterattack.
Ron Roden, he has won 2 state championships. He finished 3rd the next year. Earlier in the 80s, Collinsville won 2 other state championships and finished 2nd. So this is a team with tremendous tradition. St. Charles, as you look there at Nate Bays, has been the story of the past 2 years. They have been undefeated in 58 straight matches. They won last year convincingly over Evanston. This year they went through their schedule with no defeats, just a couple of ties. They have set an Illinois record, but of course nothing would mean more than a championship, a 2nd championship in a row right here. Jason Capitelli, number 18. Brent Cowan, number 5 for Collinsville in the purple, will kick it off. We are scoreless. Mike Murphy for St. Charles, number 36. And back it comes. St. Charles will work from left to right with the wind here in the second half, which also can be a factor now as it is whipping across the field from left to right. Back it comes to Franco, and it gets by him, and Hutchins is there in front of Capitelli. Hutchins booms this one and headed back. Nick Redmond, number 17 in purple, the leading scorer for the Jayhawks. There again is Jason Franco, the sweeper back. He'll give it up to Andy Wiesek, and Wiesek will throw it back to the keeper, and Hutchins will tee it up again.
Saw the faces of a very solid defensive unit for St. Charles. In fact, solid might be underestimating and understating what they could do.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 of them are new. Really, it's only Franco who was there last year. And really, for Collinsville, they've only 2 starters, maybe 2.5 if you count Cowan. And we get a whistle there as down goes Vogel, and the foul is on Vogel. While we have a minute, I want to thank our spotters. Dave Gaither for Collinsville, and good old number 2, NIU veteran and St. Charles alumnus, Ken Hoffman, for the Fighting Saints. Now the freshman coach.
Jumping violation falling against the Saints. The red kick of the Jayhawks.
There is Choate, number 24, the freshman we told you, for the Jayhawks. Collinsville now with a direct kick. And this is Brad Mann, the sweeper back. He's going into the wind, and that swings it inside over the touch line, and it'll still be Jayhawk ball.
These dead balls and set pieces for Collinsville are the few times that they get numbers up the field.
Take a look at the coaching staff for St. Charles. Looked like Paul Keenan from the back. Can't be sure. He had the hat on. This is Choate. Nice trap. Over it goes to Nick Redmond. And Redmond on the right side to Sean Gregory. Gregory has been in there consistently now, again with the bad leg. And Estes will throw it in. So the offense has gone over to the Collinsville side, starting here in the first half. We are 3 minutes through it. Still scoreless. about the deepest penetration into St. Charles territory for Collinsville. In front, cleared away by Craneville, and again, it'll be Collinsville on the throw-in. There's Paul Keenan right there on the end. With Paul, he said he came over here to play Gaelic football when he was in Ireland about 17 years ago, and he stuck around, became a teacher, and now teaches here, and took over a very successful program, and has made it even more so. And the official says play on, but out of bounds it goes, and Collinsville will get a throw in, and the crowd doesn't like it.
Well, there's no way they're going to get this crowd to agree with any call that goes against St. Charles. Look at it, it's jam-packed here.
Set in by Vogel. Here comes Craneville, and that is broken up nicely by Nick Redmond. Over the touchline, we'll have a corner kick now. St. Charles will get some offense here. And Winky and Brady again will line up. And Mike Bedorf getting ready. Got Althard in there. Defending, number 20. There is Brady, number 24.
Also kind of defending in his zone right now in the corner kick situation.
Shanahan breaking in. Goes in front. This is Franco, who had that great chance in the first half, and cleared by the defense very nicely by Brent Cowan. Cowan played an outstanding game so far. St. Charles keeping it in on goal by Nate Bays, the left footer. And Bedorf wasn't quite sure about that one. It looked like that angle almost got the best of him.
You know, what I really like about the St. Charles forwards is they don't take anything for granted. You see Mike Murphy at the top of your picture coming in. He doesn't know whether that ball's going to squirt free a couple yards or not. And all of their forwards seem to do that.
Very similar goal in one of the quarterfinals. Jared Payton was sitting there for St. Viator, but the ball came away. The goalkeeper couldn't handle it cleanly. It was an easy goal for him. Back it comes Franco, tries to get some offense for St. Charles, and here comes Capitelli for the purple. Throw in now for Collinsville. More offense, really, from the Jayhawks so far this half than they had most of the first half.
And more numbers are starting to float forward for Collinsville. So before it was basically just Capitelli. Now they're getting another guy coming in, and they're moving forward a bit.
That was Cowan, number 5, and Gregory, number 9. Here is Redmond. Redmond ridden off by St. Charles, cleared away, and here come the Saints. Shanahan running things from the midfield. Looks it down for Craneville. Craneville being marked in there by Choate, gets around him. Then he gets around Teal. Down goes, no call. And here comes Kelly. Cross in front. Nicely cleared away. Here is Brian Adams. Good action now. Here comes Shanahan again. Shanahan going with Teal, and he hits it, and on the side of the net. Good flurry for St. Charles.
You know, that's just great stuff from Derek Shanahan. You know, he does it defensively as well as offensively. We didn't see where that play started, but he made a very strong tackle at midfield and quickly made the transition into offense and cut the ball hard on the run. Derek Shanahan, what a player, only a junior.
Now, what you'll see from both these teams, and we've seen it tonight, is a lot of unselfishness. Talk about team games. Both these squads typify this, and they are drilled that way. Capitelli goes down. Tackled away by Weezick and Brady.
There's a nice little battle going on between Shanahan and Redmond. I mean, it's not gotten out of hand, but these two guys are excellent players, and they've been caught going one-on-one a few times in the midfield.
Shanahan taken away by Choate. Choate with Vogel. Now once again, away it goes, and a throw-in once again for Collinsville.
Number 15, Paul Vogel, actually had a few chances early on in this game down the right side, but been kind of quiet since then.
Looking up for Nick Bays, or Nate Bays, rather. And here is Vogel. Vogel trying to dribble past Choate, but cleared away by the defense. Up to Shanahan now, and here is Brent Winky. Now we get a handball. Handball call against St. Charles, so we'll get a direct kick at about midfield by Collinsville.
You know, Mike, a lot of times you can expect what player is going to touch the ball in certain parts of the field, but every time you look up, it's Derek Shanahan. He's in the defense, he's on the wing, he's forward. He just has such a great sense of the game. He's always around the block.
Well, you know, when we talked to Paul Keenan, he said this is what he does. He just has tremendous, yes, athletic skills, but he's got a sense of what to do. Coming in front, and that is Choate. Choate with a left footer. Didn't have much on it, and it'll be a goal kick. You know, we asked Ron Roden about putting a freshman in, and of course, by the end of the season, freshmen aren't freshmen anymore, and yet it is rare at the high school level to have, you know, 14 and 15-year-olds playing a full varsity season. Although Shanahan has been starting since he was a freshman for St. Charles. There he is again. And Shanahan gets it and gets it back. Now we get a foul this time against Collinsville, and we're going to get a direct kick. Brian Adams, apparently the guilty party, number 14.
Now this is direct kick from about 25 yards out with the wind.
Shanahan and Winky, 34 and 13. Now they pull away, and Kevin Brady comes in. So Shanahan goes to the left, just inside the arc. And Winky tees it up. On goal looking for Shanahan, and he just can't make it. Coming back, it's Vogel.
Wow.
Nice set piece. Shanahan just could not get the ball down.
I think Derek might have been surprised he was so open. He had time there. I was kind of running out of bounds. That's a tougher ball to handle than it originally looked.
Yeah, and he had a flick it with the right foot that really, while he was off balance.
Right.
Jeff Reimer, number 6, again, one of the offensive mainstays of this team who's been out with an injury, twisted his ankle in the quarterfinals. Did not play in the semifinals.
Last 10 minutes of the quarterfinals.
Tough injury, and now he's trying to go. Shanahan again. And cleared by the defense. No score. You see it there, under 30 minutes to go. And at this point, we start to say in regulation. Plenty of time, of course. And that shot by Nick Bays beyond the goal line. So Zedorf will put this one down and kick it away again into the wind. And the wind is a factor. The flag is almost straight across down at the north end of the field. We'll get a shot of that for you later, but we'll get a shot of that for you now. There it is. You see there at the top of your picture, and it is whipping pretty well. It looks like it's a crosswind, but it's more going with St. Charles. Now here come the Saints again. So that ball just died. Coming down is Vogel, and Vogel is fouled by Choate.
Now they call it
the other way.
Vogel got a couple of tugs in early as they went to the corner. There he was.
Well,
that left arm in. Yeah. I agree with you, Mike. That could have easily been allowed to go.
You see that ball just died into the wind right there. Picked up here is Cowan, trying to make a move, looking down for Gregory, and go too far for him. Taken by Wiesek, and out of bounds it goes. Throw in St. Charles.
Reimer coming up limping. He's the guy playing on that injured ankle.
Check it. That was, Jeff Reimer, number 6. There's Wiesek to throw in. Headed away by Murphy. There he is with Trolko's in again, looking for Shanahan. He's got some room to maneuver if he gets the ball down. Derek Shanahan looking in for Murphy. Tries to keep it whistled out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick.
19 goals for that guy this season. One of the many juniors that get plenty of playing time.
Well, this Sunday, catch another in our series of IHSA Championship Sports Channel that fans want. We'll be down there in Bloomington Normal to bring you the Class A and AA. On the run, broken up by Adam Barrett. Here is Barrett, number 28, with room to maneuver. Looking inside for Wetruba. Broken up by Althart. And in it comes. Here is all number 5, Wetruba again. Collinsville trying to clear, can't do it. Winky has it taken away, knocked around by Reimer, and cleared back to the midfield line. Choate looking up for Cowan, number 5, too far as he looked for Reimer, and this one kicked away by Matt Hutchins. And it'll be a throw-in as the ball goes out of bounds.
I think a bad decision on a couple of points there from Cowan. He had about 10 yards of space to move forward, and then he plays a long ball to a guy who has a tough ankle he's running on.
26 minutes, 25 seconds to go here in regulation time. We are scoreless. I'm Mike Liederman with Ed Vicinic and our Sports Channel crew. The 25th annual Illinois High School Association Boys State Soccer Championship.
Then again, Mike, you know, that might be a tactic that Ron Rowd wants to use. He wants to get the ball upfield and try to pin them in and get after the ball and that particular man.
Well, here's Shanahan. It's not the most unreal conclusion to think that Rowden would just like to see this go to penalty kicks.
Well, one of the things he said is we got to make sure that we don't lose the ball in the midfield where Derek Shanahan can do a lot with it. So, you know, instead of making that square pass where you might possess or you might not, they're just playing it forward and looking to get on it in that manner.
Let's look at Kevin Brady, and P.J. Winterick comes in. And Brady comes out for St. Charles. Time is ticking. Here comes the St. Charles throw in. Lewinsky fighting along with Sean Gregory. Winterick on the left side. And Lewinsky again. Taken away by Collinsville nicely. And played up the right side.
Thank God for shin guards.
Back it comes to Wachowka. Shanahan sends it down. Looking into Murphy. Murphy trying to find a left footer, and it's cleared away by the defense, Brian Adams, as Winterick got a left foot on the ball, but again, not much steam on that shot.
Great turn, I thought, by Mike Murphy. Took the ball out of the air with the outside of his right foot and then turned over his right shoulder before legging the ball off.
Corner kick, Winky and Barrick, as we show you this really quickly.
There's the turn. Get out of my way.
Here comes the corner in front, into the crossbar, and headed away by Choate. And another corner kick. Again, a good offensive chance for St. Charles that it cannot convert. Here is Winterick along with Winky. Winterick again, as we told you, the left-footed kicker, so he'll swing this one in. And there it is, touched by the keeper, headed up. Wachowka had a header on it, but once again, Bedorf was there.
Nice recovery by Mike Bedorf. The first one right up in the air and could have been big trouble for him.
Having a nose for that, Wachowka's been there long. Craneville sending it down to Murphy. Estes after him. Goes around Estes. Murphy with room to work and cleared nicely by Cowan. St. Charles really starting to put pressure on here as we're into the 23-minute mark. A lot of action, no scoring. Now down it comes and cleared away by the Collinsville defense. Kept in by St. Charles. Wiesek into Wachowka, number 5, headed back out. And Estes has done fine work for his team.
In this game, Collinsville has been very good in the air. Top of their penalty area in front of their own goal.
Looking inside for Craneville. Craneville trying to cross. Blocked by Estes, and we get a foul call. It'll go against Collinsville.
Estes doesn't like the call.
Again, good offensive penetration here. Craneville and Winky. There's Winky. And Winky sends it in front. Headed away. Headed back by Winterick. Back it comes. Possibly a handball, and it goes. And the call was. Did they call a hands on that, Ed?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Yeah, you're like a Winterick. And under 22 minutes to go in regulation.
St. Charles is starting to get their hooks in a little deeper and a little deeper. In the first half, they were pounding away at the door, couldn't get a goal. And the halftime, I think, came at a good time for Collinsville. Early in the second half, Jayhawks were able to get some offense moving forward, but now St. Charles has owned this game territorially.
Reimer trying to outduel two of the Fighting Saints and gets possession on the throw-in. As he had the better of Wiesek over there. Matt Barbie, number 15. He is in. Ryan Bedorf is out.
Reimer's leaving as well.
And yeah, there goes Jeff Reimer. And Bedorf is in. Okay. Throw in here for Teal. Headed away by Winky, and Winky still Collinsville possession. Looking inside for Choate. And last touch by Collinsville's Cowan. Barrick will leave it for as Winky goes to the sidelines, and Kevin Brady comes in for him. Played up to Shanahan, and back it comes Barbie. Barbie got the better of that sandwich. Here comes up to Choate, taken away. Cranabule. Nicely done. Back to Barrick, and back it comes to Andy Wiesek, and the defenseman gets it over to Jason Franco. Franco now at midfield. Under 20 minutes to go. Halfway through the second half, we are still scoreless. 0-0. Collinsville, St. Charles. We'll take a break. Back in Kent County at St. Charles High School, the Fighting Saints and the Jayhawks still going at it. 0-0. The boys state championship here. And St. Charles in white, having much better of the time offensively, but not able to punch across a goal. More substitutions coming in for the Fighting Saints, as they will have the throw-in here. Looks like Peter Kelly, number 11, the sophomore, and Murphy will go out, take a breather.
Like you touched on it earlier, I think it's something that's worth reminding people that these guys are playing their third game in
24 hours.
I mean, that's asking a lot.
Winterick cuts in the throw-in. And that was Shanahan again with a left footer, blocked in front by the defense. And cleared away by Collinsville nicely, kept in by Cranabule. And Cranabule gets it back to Linsky. Linsky left puts it right in front of Nick Redmond, and Redmond clears it away for now, but it will be a throw in St. Charles. That's all Paul Keenan. Terrific sense of humor. Just so much fun to be around, and knows his game. He came here as a Gaelic football player, worked construction, worked in the hospital to make ends meet, and then got into soccer and teaching. Now teaches over here in the phys ed department as well as coaches the soccer team. Winterick, out of bounds, throw in St. Charles.
I don't think you could pay me enough money to play Gaelic football.
No pads.
That's crazy.
No pads. Back it comes to Franco. St. Charles keeping the pressure on, and more it seems that Collinsville would like very much, although they're not sitting, they would like very much to get into a penalty kick situation. St. Charles just wants to punch one in. And there's Winterick to throw in.
I'm sure this particular tactic of having a lot of people behind the ball is one that St. Charles has seen many times. Many times.
Oh, you see it right now. They're coming down in front. Cranabule with the left foot. Can't convert. Coming in front as Barrick almost fanned on that. Didn't get much on it at all. Just a piece, and not a real challenge for Bedorf, but it was a shot on goal.
Latroka actually had a route to the ball, and the play back was just a little bit behind him, unfortunately, for Latroka.
and the Saints.
Winterick on the header. Here comes Linsky. And they're playing it across. Nice Cronenbuhl sets it down inside for Wittroka. Here's Shanahan looking inside for Wittroka. Cleared by the defense again. Nice look by Shanahan, but a good play by the defense. Collinsville ready for it. Chris Choate right there.
We're seeing more and more of the talents of Derek Shanahan. Just a smooth player.
St. Charles. Wittroka. And they leave it dipping up, and again this will be looking for Barrick, but Winterick offline there. More substitutions for St. Charles. Nick Bays, the twin brother of Nate Bays, he comes in. He is number 4. He comes in for Adam Barrick. Barrick played nicely, 6 down.
This is the first chance we're seeing Nick tonight.
They're identical twins, Nick and Nate. There's Nick. And up it comes once again to Wittroka.
Jeff Linsky made about a 15 to 20 yard recovery run to get back on that ball.
Here's Wittroka again. Knocked away by Teal. Looking in for Winterick. And Winterick being marked by Collins. Linsky under 15 minutes to go in regulation now. Winterick again.
You know, one of the things that I thought was successful early on as we see the shots attempted for St. Charles is getting the ball to the wing and having a midfielder overlap to get on it and get it across. They're not having a whole lot of success trying to go down the middle. Maybe they ought to look outside a bit.
This is Nick Redmond working with Peter Kelly, and crowd wants a call. It'll go against Collinsville.
Just a throw-in, I believe. Yep. Two guys just fighting hard for the ball. Kelly and Redmond.
And last touch by Redmond, you can see. Coach Rowland wanted a foul against Kelly. There's Nick Redmond. Redmond on a bit of a run here, broken up by Linsky. Linsky for St. Charles coming in looking for Winterick. St. Charles trying to set up here now. And down it comes, but again, no problem for the keeper better.
They're awful congested there in the D, top of the D, top of the box. Usually 4 or 5 players around there and only 1 or 2 white shirts.
Bedoff really trying to get a foot into the ball against the wind, and now clears it down, and St. Charles will play it to its keeper,
Hey,
Hutchins.
look at Hutchins is in the game.
He doesn't want to fall asleep, you better believe that. Out it comes to the midfield, and this is Peter Kelly, number 11, looking down the left side for Shanahan. And it'll be a throw in St. Charles.
Not a bad foul taken there by Collinsville. Look at
Yeah, Ron Roden there. Graduated from Northern Illinois after a trip through Sauk Valley Community and down to Carolinas, where he learned a lot of soccer. Actually never played at NIU, but got his degree there. Now he's working on a master's. He says he might have a few incompletes this semester because he had a state championship to be involved in. Up in front it comes. And this is Adams, number 14. And it'll be a goal kick for Collinsville.
Brian Adams showing a lot of composure in front of his own goal.
Well, Collinsville has been tough when it's had to be. They have spent most of the evening in its defensive zone and not yielded.
It's been an attribute that they've shown the entire season.
Sean Gregory back in, number 9. Ben Roden is spotting his 2 injured players and trying to get the most out of them, but not for too long a time.
The keeper, Mike Bedoff, is trying to drive it low against this wind, but he's got to be very careful that he gets it at least over head high so he doesn't give up a quick attack to goal after the goal kick.
We haven't seen much of his cousin Ryan Biddle since the beginning. Headed as Kelly had a header. A clear shot, though, to the keeper, and Biddle got a good look at that, but Peter Kelly was there on the header. We'll show it to you.
Watch the ball. Kelly slipping through a couple of defenders here, and he just didn't get enough direction on it to beat Bedard.
Taken away by St. Charles as Kevin Grady plays it up. And Shanahan coming down. Check it. That was Linsky coming down and over the touchline. So one more time a throw in for Collinsville. Time now, you see, coming up to 11 minutes left. You take a look at Jeff Linsky.
There's the dirty work guy for St. Charles. That guy just gets himself stuck in, loves doing all the banging.
Shanahan coming down. And a one-hand save, another 35-yard shot. And it was a bullet, and Bedorf was there, but barely.
Looked kind of innocuous to start, and all of a sudden, Bedorf said, I better get over there.
So again, a corner kick now, and these become more and more crucial as time goes on. Winky and Brady setting it up. Swings it in, looking for Shanahan. He scores! Derek Shanahan on the header, a beautiful set piece. As Ben Winky gave him the in-swinger, and he swung his head. .20 left to go, and St. Charles has broken through.
Bedard came out to get it, and the ball had enough pace to get over his head. Shanahan out-jumps the defender there and banged it between a pair. Great ball from Winky.
For Shanahan, his 18th, 19th goal of the season. He also has 9 assists, gives him 47 points to lead the team. And for Winky, his 10th, and there's no bigger assist that he's had all season. So St. Charles with 10:20 left to go.
All right, now we'll see how the
Has
complexion changes from the K-Hawk standpoint.
Well, you know they'll have to open it up now. And here they will throw in. Linsky clears it away, or tries to, and here come the K-Hawks setting it up, looking across, and broken up by Nick Bays. Bays gets it out. As Collinsville had a nice offensive move there. Cowan looking for Nick Redmond and overshoots him, and back it comes for Murphy. Murphy's got Nate Bays with him, but he's also got a couple of defenders. He's looking for Bays. Nicely broken up by Estes. Still working, and back it comes to Brady.
That's the ball. Good stuff from St. Charles.
Under 10 minutes to go. Here is Shanahan. Shanahan still coming. Capitelli breaking it up. K-Hawks find him out on offense, and Shanahan is there to take it away again. Redmond marking him. Winky. And Brian Adams tries to clear. Kept in by St. Charles. 8.5 minutes to go in regulation. The Fighting Saints lead it 1-0. The goal with 10:20 left. At the 70th minute.
Collinsville had a big come-from-behind victory against Granite City on the way here. They were down 3-0 at half, ended up scoring 4 goals in a 22-minute span. And Rout says sometimes these guys play better when they're down.
They were down 3-0 against Granite City. Of course, another of the perennial powers of the St. Louis downstate area of Illinois. Granite City only with 10 championships in this 25-year span.
I see Collinsville is still getting all their players back to defend here. Gets a throw, and I think they need to get at least one guy up for an outlet.
Linsky heads it back to Andy Wezick, and then back to Jason Franco. St. Charles with the lead, and Collinsville now running out of time. 7:25. St. Charles 58 undefeated matches in a row, looking for its second straight undefeated season and second straight state title. They are on their home turf. And here comes Shanahan again. He's got Murphy with him. Shanahan still just missing left.
That's a great run. He just pierced the defense getting through, and he couldn't finish. Watch this move. A burst of speed right there around the defender, then through two, and he wins the race to the ball.
Bad man defending, just shoots it to the right of the keeper and gets a 9.9 on the dismount right here.
He didn't catch his spikes in the back of the net there. That would have been pretty.
Here comes Murphy. Coming through in front of you. 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go in regulation. St. Charles with the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, Mike, with 6 minutes left and you need a goal to tie it, you can't have, in my opinion, you can't have everybody back defending. You have to hope that your defenders back there can take care of a number situation. You got an outlet to get the ball to relieve some pressure and hopefully go to goal.
Well, Choate and Capitelli would be the two strikers, one of whom they would try to break free, and here we get throw incoming for Collinsville, and they're going to try to go back to the keeper, and strange play there because Murphy was right next to Bedore.
One of the things we're now seeing here offensively for Collinsville is Brian Adams, number 14, is moving forward.
You see him there. Back it comes. Headed away by Alhart, and here come Collinsville. Coming up and taking down Nick Redmond. And he had Wuzik getting into it. You see Redmond give Wuzik a shove, and Wuzik walks away, and Redmond doesn't make any more of it. The last thing either team needs now would be a red card or a yellow card.
There was a yellow card given. I don't know if it was for Wiesik or Redmond actually gave him a bump from behind.
Let's see who Dave Hockersmith gave the yellow card to. He's got to come off. Whoever gets the yellow card has got to come off, and I haven't seen anybody leave the field. There's Wiesik.
He's going to have to leave.
Yeah, he's got to leave until his team can substitute on a dead ball. So Wiesik will take a seat. And Adam Barrack will come back in.
St. Charles is losing one of their big defenders here in a dead ball situation for the K-Hawks. I see Drew Estes. He had a big goal in the Granite City win.
There's a sliding tackle. It's a foul. Now watch what happens here. They say, what are you doing after the game?
And he said, hey, all I did was go in and tackle you hard.
All right, here's Estes now. Three-man wall in front of him. Critical spot. 5.5 minutes to go. Collinsville trailing 1-0. Overshooting, and we get a call.
Push from behind.
And the foul against Collinsville.
Brett Cowan, I believe, called for the foul.
It was Brett, number 5.
I'm running out on the payoff.
Well, these fans here at St. Charles just want to cheer. Their football team won again today in the playoffs. Volleyball team was eliminated earlier this week. Soccer team now trying to close out another state championship, another undefeated season. It's got 4 minutes and change to do it. Here is Nate Bays in front, across, it's a goal. One more time, it's Mike Murphy. Again, teamwork, again, a beautiful play. Nate Bays to Mike Murphy. And look at this action.
The speed of Nate Bays creates this, and watch, he takes a look there, and then cuts the ball back perfectly, side-footed, kept the ball down. Great finish from Mike Murphy. Watch the way he gets over this and make sure he keeps the ball down on goal.
76 minute. Right there, it's down for Murphy. Goal number 20. The celebration begins. 2-0 now.
The Saints fans just waiting for this clock to finish it out. The mighty hill for the Jayhawks to climb now. 1 goal is big.
Well, this team didn't get there by not trying. This is an incredibly gutsy Jayhawks team. And we'll see what happens now. But again, a long, high looper. Offline will be a goal kick. Now we're going to get a substitution in goal. Patrick Murphy is going to come in for Matt Hutchins, and Hutchins gets a roar. Paul Keenan sending in Murphy, who has played a lot all season, wants to give him some action here. It is a chance to get him into a final. He, like Hutchins, is a senior.
The guys shared a lot of playing time during the regular season.
Tees this one up, and out it comes to midfield, and back it comes. 3.5 minutes left in regulation. Well, lots more prep action. 29th at 11:30 a.m. on Sports Channel. It's what high school fans want. We'll be down there. We love it. Terrific action, 1A through 6A. Once again this year, Sports Channel will be bringing you all the state football titles. And the boys state soccer title now with less than 3 minutes to be decided. And St. Charles in command. Shanahan sends it, and back it comes to Brent Winkie. Collinsville trying to mount something, but St. Charles, which has been pitching a shutout throughout these playoffs, has not been scored upon in this tournament. Here comes Nate Bays again. He's got Wittrowka with him. Bays around Deadlock, and Deadlock is there, lets it trickle away. It'll be a goal kick, and nice play by Nate Bays.
Speed kills, and Nate Bays uses it very effectively as St. Charles is starting to get some players. Watch the burst of speed around the defender. Bedard was able to come out and challenge before Bays could get a solid shot off.
Winderick and number 6, Bob Yessa. In there now, Yessa, a senior, getting some playing time in the state championship game. Takes it out. Collinsville with Capitelli and Jason trying to get something going here. Final minute 35. This is Nick Bays. And the foul call. There's the man, Derek Shanahan.
Broke the scoreless tie. He was all over the field this evening. Defensively, offensively, he does it all.
And remember, he is just a junior. There are so many talented juniors on this team. As Nick Bays kicks the ball out of bounds. 1:05 left to go. Final minute of play here. The fans are loving it. And it will be the 59th consecutive match without a defeat for the St. Charles Fighting Saints.
Now, Mike, let's not forget that the St. Charles women were also state champs this year.
And past Patrick Murphy will be a corner kick with 20 seconds and counting. Try to hold on to the shutout, but right now St. Charles has got itself another reason to cheer by accomplishing something unprecedented in state tournament history. A second straight state title, a second straight undefeated season for the Fighting Saints, Paul Keenan and St. Charles.
Well-deserved victory for the St. Charles Saints. Would have been very easy for them to get frustrated the complexion of this game. Collinsville did what they needed to do to stay in this and have a chance at winning, but Saints just kept plugging away until finally it was their big gun, Brendan Shanahan, took the game into his own hands, broke the scoreless tie.
Derek Shanahan with a goal, general leadership, and he has done tonight what he has done all season long, and that is captain this team, stay its course. And you watch a jubilant bunch of players and fans. They're the champs, and we'll be back. Well, the home team did it. The St. Charles Fighting Saints defeating the Collinsville Jayhawks 2-0 to win its second straight state championship, its second straight undefeated season. And there's the man, Derek Shanahan, the junior quarterback, offensive threat, defensive stopper, you name it, he did it, along with a very, very talented bunch of Fighting Saints. So they are getting the presentation
with a bucket of water.
as Paul Keenan went to the great Gatorade. Oh, there he goes. There's Paul and athletic director Wayne DeMar.
He might freeze. Get him wiped off. He might freeze before he gets it.
He's been in tougher spots than that. He doesn't mind it. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the Pepsi play of the game, and it is Derek Shanahan's goal coming in the 70th minute off the corner kick.
Just a great strike on the corner kick. Got it over the keeper, and out jumping. A Jayhawk defender was Shanahan. He headed it down, got it in the back of the net. That broke the ice and allowed St. Charles to go ahead. Now this goal happening here probably wouldn't have happened earlier in the game, but Collinsville was pushing up. The speed of Nate Bays got to the ball, crossed it back, and a great finish by Mike Murphy. Just goes to show you don't need to hit him hard. You just need to get him where there's not a keeper.
Murphy's second goal of the playoffs. You take a look at the statistics. They all went in favor of St. Charles, but it took a long time for the Saints to crack the scoring column, and when they did, they came away with the state championship. 26 shots attempted, 12 on goal compared to only 2 for Collinsville, and yet a very game bunch of Jayhawks coming up from downstate. Nobody heard of them at the beginning of the season. They breezed through their schedule and their conference schedule with a big comeback in the super sectionals and sectionals. And they came to the final game, and in 7 appearances, they've had 7 top 3 finishes, including 4 state championships. But this year, it belongs to St. Charles. They're the champs. We'll be back. There's the trophy, and this will be the last single tournament champion. As we told you at halftime, next year the state boys soccer moves into Class A and AA competitions. There's Marty Hickman, the Assistant Executive Secretary of the IHSA, and you saw Wayne DeMar, the athletic director here at St. Charles. What a wonderful program they run. And there are the team members of the winning St. Charles Fighting Saints. Second year in a row, they're the state champs. Second year in a row, Ed, they're undefeated.
You know what, they play some great soccer too, especially toward the end of the game. What I really like about St. Charles is when they get in the offensive end, they go to goal. They don't waste a lot of time. They make decisions quickly. They play together as a team. And, you know, we talked about the heart that the Collinsville Jayhawks have, getting them to this stage. Well, I think sometimes because St. Charles is such a talented team individually, you kind of overlook the heart that they have.
Yeah, I have honestly never seen, having been in this position and done this tournament for most of the past 10 years, any 2 better coached teams than these 2 tonight.
Without a question. I mean, you're talking about Keenan Rowden, these 2 guys know what they're doing. You don't get back to the state championship year after year without something to the program, and you can say as much as you want about how, you know, they get the players, but you still have to make them play as a team.
Well, history was made tonight here in the state of Illinois in Kane County on the field at St. Charles High School, Norris Field, if you will. And as the medals are being handed out, we'll take leave. This game is produced and directed by Dave Turner. Our associate producer, Jeff Miller. Production manager, Sheila Brown. Vice President Programming of Sports Channel is Mike Bogad. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video of Chicago. Once again, final score here at St. Charles, the Fighting Saints 2, Collinsville nothing. St. Charles is state champion. For Ed Vicinic, I'm Mike Lederman saying so long for now. The preceding has been a co-production of Sports Channel and Intersport Television. Good night, everyone.